What's going on, guys? Midwest Tokusatsu here, and today we're covering more news for you, mostly from Rider, Power Rangers, and also Ultraman Z. Not so much from Sentai this week because we haven't really gotten much. But we're going to kind of start this off with a bit of a bummer, because coming off the heels of Ultraman Z, one of their screenwriters by the name of Kota Fukuhara passed away at the age of 37. And apparently this is his first and last work for Super Rider Productions. So that's really a bit of a bummer. But right here, coming from Nihon Hero Weebly, it says, screenwriter and actor novelist Kota Fukuhara, who was the series composer and the main writer of Ultraman Z, had passed away on May 17th due to a brain hemorrhage at the age of 34? Okay, so there's a bit of a mix-up here, because here it says 34 in the article, but then in the title it says 37, but I guess that's not really that important. But Ultraman Z will be his last work, and Super Rider Productions have left a message on their website to mourn his death. And that says, on May 17th, 2020, screenwriter Kota Fukuhara tragically passed away. And in honor of his memory and in accordance with his wishes, the staff will continue to strive and curate an amazing final product for the series, to which he gave all of his spirit. So, really, just to pay your respects, check out Ultraman Z. I know I definitely will be. There's no confirmed date for it yet, but believe me, I'm so there. Alright, moving on to Kamen Rider news. This actually came out last week, but we have an update for it now as to whether or not Zero-Two is going to be Zero-One's final form. And this article is also This article is also coming from Nihon Hero Weebly. And it's confirmed that Kamen Rider Kamen Rider Zero-Two confirmed is the ultimate form in the new scan. So, some thoughts I had initially about Zero-Two's form. I thought it was kind of underwhelming because it's not really what you would expect for a final form, because it really just looks identical to his first form. I mean, with the addition of the red gloves and the scarf on top. And I heard that was supposed to be a homage to Kamen Rider Nego. And I can kind of see it, but I mean, it's not that prevalent. But yeah, as far as final forms go, it's just okay to me. Because, I don't know, maybe they were trying to do something different here. Like, instead of going like all out for your like flashy, armored up, powerful looking final form, they went for something a little more sleek this time. But, you know, getting back to the article, so it's time to put an end to this. The above scan confirms that Kamen Rider Zero-Two as the ultimate form. The scan says Kamen Rider Zero-Two is the ultimate warrior that Aruto transforms into. Enjoy some full body scans of Kamen Rider Zero-Two. So listed below, this is coming from the magazine scans that this came from. But it gave out this quiz portion where it had the reader figure out what the name of the new form was going to be. And the options are Kamen Rider Zero-Two, which we obviously all know at this point. Then Kamen Rider 1, 2, 3, which is kind of dumb, if you ask me. And then Kamen Rider Z as a little reference to Ultraman Z. So that's pretty neat. So, Zero-Two, Zero-One's final form. Look out for it whenever the show gets back from hiatus, because we don't have a confirmed date still, but just look forward to it later this month whenever Superhero Time returns. So moving on to kind of like the big piece of news here. This is coming from Power Rangers Beast Morphers Season 2, and we have episode descriptions for episodes 9 to 22. So, spoiler warning at this point, if you don't want to be spoiled. I'll give you a couple of seconds to leave. Alright. Everyone gone? Good. Okay, so coming from Morphin Legacy, the episode titles for episodes 9 to 22 for Beast Morphers. Starting off with episode 9, we have the Evox Snare. And Red Battle Force shuts down the Morphex towers to lure Evox into a trap. Okay, so that sounds exciting enough. It's not really doesn't really sound like filler like we've been getting, because Season 2, I haven't really said much on it online, but I think it's been a little filler heavy and not enough story elements, really. It's kind of been a down step from Season 1, really. But enough about that. Episode 10. The Beast Morphers Rangers receive a strange message from outer space, warning of an impending threat. Now this one I want to talk about real quick, because for those of you that have seen Go Busters, you know they had that crossover episode with Space Sheriff Gavin, and this is what this sounds like. So I wasn't really sure we were even going to adapt that episode at first. But just like the Sheriff Skyfire episode in Ninja Steel, which I don't even want to get into right now, we'll be adapting another Metal Hero crossover episode. So hopefully this is way better than that was. But I'm not really gonna judge anything until I see it. But one thing I do want though from this is, if it really is Gavin, I do want to see an action figure come from this. Like, I know it's just one episode, but I mean, we get monster figures from monsters that only appear in one episode, so why not a hero? And then episode 11, you have the Beast Morphers Rangers do everything they can to help their new ally return home. So it sounds like a two-parter, which that also sounds great, or awesome. Episode 12, a hasty decision by Zoe puts an old friend in danger. I'm not even saying the names. Okay, episode 11, The Great Good, and episode 12 is Finders Keepers. And then from episodes 13 to 22, there's no names but just descriptions flat out. So, episode 13, in an epic battle, the Beast Morphers Rangers team up with the Dino Thunder, Dino Charge, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to defeat the newest member of Evox's team. So this is obviously the one that we've all been waiting for, the big Dino team-up, which, from looking at episode 14, this looks like it's just going to be one episode. And I kind of question that, why would you give the Gavin crossover 2 episodes and not give like your really big, epic, important Dino crossover the 2-parter? Like, that just seems kind of illogical thinking to me there. But if it's good, it's good. But this really should have been a 2-parter. And I'm sure you guys feel the same way too. But moving on to episode 14, Nate is reunited with his do-gooder parents who offer him a compelling and difficult choice. Okay, so got something for Nate there. Episode 15. Ravi and Roxy's anniversary hits a major snag when a misunderstanding gets out of control. Sounds like a breakup to me. Uh-oh. Episode 16. Nate and Steel accidentally swap bodies. Like that hasn't been done a million times. Episode 17. When Zoe accidentally ruins her brother's chances for a scholarship, she'll do anything to make it right. Okay, that sounds kind of fillery. Episode 18. Devin falls victim to a bad influence, which affects his relationship with Cruz. That also kind of sounds fillery, but alright. Episode 19. Nate makes a horrifying discovery and must rely on the wisdom of an ally to help him work through it. Now, a couple of notes about this one. I've heard some folks say that this could potentially be the crossover with RPM that has been mentioned before, where we have Dr. K and Colonel Truman come in. And I'm not quite sure how they're going to like tie that together, but we all know RPM is an alternate universe, and you know, Great Battle Force also, they've cracked interdimensional travel, so that might play a factor into it somehow. And then going into episode 20, Evox finally executes his master plan, and the Beast Morphers Rangers must do everything they can to stop him, even potentially sacrifice one of their own. Okay, that sounds like the stakes have kind of been raised there. And then episode 22, because I think 21 was that episode with the Pan Global Games and Ravi. So it kind of like skips a number here. But Evox decides to add a new villain to his team and commands his minions to find the evilest villain of all time. That sounds a bit generic and not really like a last episode, but we'll see how that turns out. So, okay, so we have a little more, we have a couple more story elements coming in Beast Morphers this season, because we know it's not really been the best right now. But judging by this, it looks to be a little better. So that's going to just about do it for today. So as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like me at Midwest Tokusatsu on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. and we are also on Patreon and now even TikTok. So, as a bonus, enjoy this little clip here.
You, Divatox, Queen of Evil, will leave at once for the Sumerian planet.
Now? I think not. You tell whoever sent you, congrats on capturing Zordon. But I just captured the Earth! And I'm not going anywhere!
Dark Spectre will not be happy.
Excuse me, did you just say Dark Spectre?
The Grand Monarch of Evil.
Load up, we're going to the Sumerian planet.
Actually, you know what? A little vacation to the Sumerian planet would be just irresistible right now. Really, yes. A little R&R. Great idea. Thank you, really, yes. Thank you so much for your suggestion.
Bye-bye.